Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we have for you a very special episode, sort of an unscheduled episode, because look at this, we have a competition. Finally, North American Gold Cup. I told you we were going to have a Gold Cup, and finally the schedule makers have come through. In fact, not only have they come through, but we have the stage draw. So how about that? Let's take a look at the draw. I like to do the automatic draw. I think it builds a little tension. So there's 16 teams to draw here. We are up there. I don't know if we're in Group A or B or whatever, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's start the automatic draw. Here we go. Antigua, Group A, Guyana. All right, so they're starting with the, Group C, Canada. Okay, that's fine. El Salvador. Hopefully we're not rated like, okay, we miss Mexico. That's good. Costa Rica, that's a tough draw. Haiti, Curacao, Panama, no USA, no USA, no USA. Guadeloupe, that's good. Honduras. All right, Martinique, finally. There we go. Oh, Group B. Look out for Group B. Group C's looking good. I'm liking Group C. I mean, Costa Rica is always tough. Trinidad can be tough. But for the most part, I think we're going to be going through in Group C. Group B, Mexico, Panama, USA, that's a tough draw. Anybody really, any of the four, honestly, could come out of Group A. That's crazy up there. El Salvador, Honduras, Jamaica, that's kind of a tough draw. Jamaica should make it up top. Haiti, they can be, I don't know. They can be tough, I guess, but I think for the most part, Jamaica's going to come out of Group D, so it should be another fun and wild Gold Cup. So there we go. There's the draw. Now we can add a little bit more to this episode. We can't have like a 30-second episode here. We can check in with Vancouver. It's basically the quarter season update for Major League Soccer. And you can take a look here. We are in 5th place, but we're 2 games behind everybody else because we had a couple of our games postponed due to those friendlies that we've had. So, we're on pace, honestly. We're 6 points back from Kansas City, but also 2 games back. So we're still on pace with the top of the Western Conference. But Sporting KC is playing very well. Atlanta United is playing even better. They are outpacing the league currently with 8 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. They do have 1 more game than everyone else in the league. How that's possible, MLS scheduling, I guess. Is there anybody else with 11 games? No, nobody else with 11 games. So you got 1 team with 11 games. Maybe they played a game this week. That would make sense. But anyway, we're doing pretty well. And take a look at the schedule to see how we've got here. And we've gone on a pretty nice run at the beginning of the season. Obviously, you see we've only got 1 loss, 2 draws. Well, 3 draws, anyway, and 4 wins. So only 1 loss on the season is pretty good. I'll definitely take that early in the season. And we've been playing particularly well in the last 4 games since I made a minor tweak to the offense, a minor tweak to how we're going to play. And basically, we've gone to a possession style. We're keeping the ball, we're holding it, we're working it into the box. And that has made all the difference, especially defensively. Look at this. We're sitting here on 4 straight shutouts. Had a great game versus Portland. Dunn getting a goal on a set piece to Mateo, David Norman. So, we're getting goals from different goal scorers. 1-0 versus Colorado. Tim Mateo, again, a 90th minute goal to put us ahead of Colorado. So it's not like we dominated every match, but look at this, 60% possession, only 2 shots against us. That's pretty dominant even if the scoreline is 1-0. And then we had just this brutal game versus Minnesota. Minnesota was just demoralized. They looked like they couldn't do anything against us. Darren Sr. with a hat trick. I put him up at striker, put him up as a pressing forward. Should we watch all these goals? Should we watch 5 goals? You know what? Let's do it. Let's get crazy so we can see how this new offense is working. And basically, the offense is get the ball to Senior and Venuto and let them make the play. So here's Venuto on a counterattack. He's on the left-hand side, just on the break. And then watch this pass from Senior right back to Venuto. That's that fluidness that we play with. Venuto is free to go down the left-hand side even though he's a right winger. Here's Senior again, getting it out to Venuto, and then Venuto returning the favor. Bang. So those two guys are just playing very well. I mean, normally they play the same position, right? They play right wing. Now here's Venuto with an injury. Nowinski gets it into Senior, and Senior just turns and scores. So now we took Venuto out, put Senior on the right wing to substitute in. Schmidt Schom out wide to Timoteo. He's going to send it. Guess who's on the backside now? It's Senior. They can't track him. He's all over the field. And he gets his third. And here's Tieber on the set piece. And at that point, Minnesota's not even trying. Hakkinen just sort of shoulders that one into the goal. And nobody even blocked him out or anything. So, yeah. That was the best game of the year. We absolutely dominated Minnesota. Darren Senior all over the place. He's going back and forth between 2.5 stars and 3 stars, depending on which scout is looking at him. But yeah, he has improved. He's gotten better, physically. Mentally, he could still use a little bit of work, but technically he's pretty decent. Still needs to work on his technique and passing and stuff like that, but he's got the touch right now. He's scoring goals. He's making big plays. He's enjoying life as a pressing forward. So I haven't really used pressing forwards a great deal in the past, but we're going to keep it up. As long as he's winning and scoring, that's what life is all about. Let's see. Go back to the competitions. You can see here he is our leading goal scorer. Highest average rating player. He's just, killing everybody right now. Team stats. At the quarter season mark, New England, surprisingly, 21 goals on the season. I thought Atlanta United would be higher on this list. They've got 19 goals in 11 matches. So they're doing it a little bit with defense here. There's Vancouver. We're tied for 5th with 18 goals on the season. So that's pretty good. That's an improvement from last year, that's for sure. Headers, we're not on the list. Doesn't really matter. Average possession, we're 5th in the league. It's early yet, and I feel like we're going to be steadily moving up this chart as we go. Atlanta United also playing a bit of a possession game these days in 2nd place. Tackles, of course, 6th in the league. We're not going to stop tackling. We've still got a lot of guys who love to tackle. Least conceded. Whoops. This is where things get interesting. Vancouver, 7 goals allowed in 8 matches. Montreal, Toronto, look at that. We're playing some defense here in the Great White North, Canadian nation. Lots of great defense being played. Houston, surprisingly, 4th. They're also, pretty good in the Western Conference right now. RSL, Philadelphia, Columbus. So some interesting teams playing very good defense. Most shutouts, Vancouver, with 5 shutouts in 8 matches. Houston and Atlanta also tied with 5 shutouts. So a lot of defense getting played this year in MLS. Most fouls, Sporting KC. Passes completed. We're not up here. I wish we were. But I think early in the season we played a little bit loose with the ball. And so now we've got to get our percentages back up. And that takes a while. When you're talking about hundreds of passes, you've got to take a few games to get your percentage up. Most crosses completed. 6th, I'm surprised that we're that good in crosses. We don't really have a big target man to send it to or anything like that. I think we're just getting a little bit more skillful with our crosses, so that's pretty good. Chicago, number 1, 21%. That's actually a pretty huge percent for crosses being completed. Usually, the top in the league is 15%. So maybe that's getting better. Who knows? It's early. hitting the target. DC United, number 1, 57%. We're not on the list. So, I don't know. We're scoring in volume, I guess, but mostly we're doing it defensively, getting all those shutouts. A lot of 1-0 victories happening, so that's pretty good. We can take a look at a few things here. I guess we can go down the checklist. Why not? Finances, we're still looking okay, even though we've got, I don't know. We're on a bit of a down slope here, down to $33 million. Of course, we have that massive debt. Yeah. Down to $354 million. Good for us. All right, anyway, we'll forget that. We still have lots of room under the salary cap. We still have lots of room, to make moves if we need to. Board, we're very secure. They're enjoying everything. 64%, no problems. Club-wise, not much has changed. State-of-the-art training facilities, 3-star reputation, secure finances, great youth facilities, all that. Transfers, we've had a few weird things going on. We got Felix Cunningham on a free, 21-year-old central defender. Just sort of needed a guy, I guess, and then, we let him go because we didn't actually need him. So we just basically gave $475,000 to Edmonton just for fun, honestly. So forget about that. Let's see. Can we look at waivers? We picked up some guys off waivers. All transfers, all trades. Free transfers? Do they count as free transfers? No, they don't count as free transfers. What do they count as? Maybe they count as trades? When we pick up somebody off of waivers. Yeah, there it is. They count as trades. So Montreal let go of this guy, Chaka Haynes. They let him go. We picked him up on a free. He's got some potential. Only 18 years old, right winger. He's not actually that good right now, but he does have a lot of potential. So we loaned him out to York 9. That's kind of what we do. We pick up Canadians and we find them homes. Then here's an interesting move. We picked up Kofi Opara from Colorado. I picked him up as sort of a mentor and sort of an experienced central defender to have on the back line. He's a guy I've been looking to bring in for a couple of years now. It's just haven't been able to do it. Colorado hasn't wanted to let him go. So they let him go on a free. We picked him up on a waiver. And then we got a bunch of our loanees back, and I had to make some tough decisions. And so we had to let Kofi go, basically like a couple of weeks after we brought him in. So that move didn't work out very well either. So transfers have been sort of a disaster this year. We got Jaguar back from LA Galaxy for $65,000, 2 draft picks, and 2-year in an international slot, which, LA bought him off of us for 2 draft picks, a first and a second round. So we essentially got the same deal back. It's just we sent them a first and a fourth, a little bit of money and an international slot. So no real loss there. But we got him back, and we can play him if we need to. Going to keep him match fit because we do now have some games to worry about. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to transfers. It's just a disaster. Okay, so let's get to the schedule. We got Real Salt Lake coming up. It's not a game that we usually show. We don't usually show RSL. They're not that exciting of a team, to be honest with you, but it's the game on the schedule, so that's the game we're going to play. So I'm going to pause it here, and we'll get to RSL. Okay, we're back, ready for the game, but there's one other thing we got to mention, something that has been pretty crazy, and that is the schedule. Look at this schedule. For the last, I don't know how long, since we played those friendlies with Team Canada, we've been playing 2 games a week, and it's really messed up our training schedule. Like, our training schedule is just, we get on a plane, we get off a plane, we get on a plane, we get off a plane, we play a game, and that's all we do. So look at this. For the last month, it's been 2 games a week, and this week we got 3 games a week. This is, unacceptable, honestly. And they're all Western Conference games, so they're all very important. Look at this. We got Sporting KC, LA Galaxy, San Jose, 3 top teams. And it's just terrible. I don't know what to do. This week is going to be awful. Luckily, next week we got a week off, and then our schedule sort of gets back to normal. Mostly 1 game a week, so we should be able to start training and, being healthy. Because right now it's just disaster when it comes to the roster. Luckily, we've been able to hold it together, and for the most part, we've been winning our games, so that's good. All right, so it's a return home of Zach McMath. Not quite. He's going to be injured. He got a fractured finger, so it's doubtful he's going to play. We've also got a couple of other familiar names coming back here. We'll take a look at Real Salt Lake. It's been a fairly even affair between the 2 teams. We got 4 wins to 2 with 4 draws. So, it's a lot of draws against one single team. We are coming in strong form. They're in fair form. We're the home favorites at 6-4. Yeah. Ben Olsen, still hanging around as the coach. Been there since 2 years ago, 2021. Before that, Seattle. Before that, DC United. Brief stint as a player in Nottingham Forest. But after that, 2010, started his coaching career. Been a head coach for quite a long time in MLS. Pretty good. Actually very good. Man management, determination, motivating. So he's a very good coach on the man management side of things. Decent technical and tactical coach. But for the most part, he's like, a leader of men type situation with Ben Olsen. That's fine. Got to have those kind of coaches in the league. Real Salt Lake, what have they been up to today or this year? They've got 1 MLS Cup victory in their history. Finished 5th in the Supporters' Shield last year. Transfer history. Some players in the draft. Okay, looks like they got 4 draft picks. That's fine. Danny Bath from Brentford, 32-year-old central defender. Still pretty good. Very physical. Nice heading, marking, tackling. Very good mental. So he's going to be a good central defender for them. Danny Rogers from Aberdeen, goalkeeper. He's sort of average. He's not that great, but that's fine. Alfredo Paredes, left winger, looks okay. Very good mentals. Again, teamwork, work rate, flair, pretty good physicals. $675,000, and then they picked up Justin Trenton from the waiver draft, valued at $3.4 million, young Argentinian. Another very good defender. So this could be a pretty defensive game for Real Salt Lake. Anyway, let's get to the team selection. Here we go. This is the formation. It's the Z formation. It's what we've been winning with, no problems. It's just hard to break from this formation. When it works really well, and right now it's working outstandingly. So it's hard to break from this transition. We're playing positive in possession. We're doing shorter passes, low crosses, working the ball in the box. All of that has been working out very well. So let's submit that team and get moving. We had some question marks coming into this season about our defense, especially central defense, and that hasn't really been an option, or it hasn't really been a problem, honestly. So they do have Rogers in goal. There's Bath. Kamiri, that's the name I was looking for. He's back. Going to play against his old team. Severino on the right wing is their highest average rated player. 1 goal, 1 assist, 7.3 rating. Kralek. 2 goals, 1 assist from the midfield. Look at this formation. Look at the defenders they brought in. It's just going to be a defensive nightmare this game, I'm sure. But we're going to try to break them down with our possession style. So we got McGee in goal, Zlatkovic, Nerwinski, Dunn, Hakkinen starting. So I'm trying to play all my starters so you can get a feel of how the team is playing this year. Norman and Tibert in the midfield. Look at Tibert having an excellent year. 7 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, 7.51 rating. The old man is still hanging on there, 30 years old now. He's, going to be replaced at some point, but not right now. He's playing too well. Timoteo on the left, 2 goals, 2 assists. Shami Shom has played well, hasn't really produced a lot of goals or assists, but he's been sort of the playmaker up front, or just the facilitator. Honestly, get the ball to Shom and then let him get it to Venuto, who has 4 goals, 3 assists, 7.78 rating. He's having another spectacular year. If he can stay healthy, he might be up for another award. And then, of course, Darren Sr., he's just playing out of his mind right now. 2 starts, 6 goals, 8.47 rating. We just gotta go with him. I mean, the Pantaleone experiment is over. Senior's going to be our top striker going forward. It's just, there's no point in having anybody else play the position while he's this hot. It's just dumb to do anything else. All right, so Savarino, we need to close down on him. Delgado, yeah. We'll just close down on everybody, tightly mark everybody, press everybody, whatever. All right, here we go. In the dome. Let's go. So I got Vancouver on in the background right now. It's such a crazy time for sports right now, especially if you're a fan of American football and non-American football. Oh, here's Venuto sending one forward to Mateo on the backside. Can he get it into Senior? I don't know what happened there. Senior video assistant review. Kamiri pushed him. Yes, no? No foul. Okay. Tibert will take the corner. Venuto gathers it in. Venuto playing all over the field these days. Can't get the ball past Kamiri. He's fired up to play against us. The team that let him go. Unceremoniously traded him away. Here we go. The highlights are coming fast and furious now. Zlatkovic, Norman building it up. Schmidt Shum getting a lot of attention there as the attacking center mid. To Mateo. Can he get it out wide to Zlatkovic? He does. He sends the cross in. There's Senior. There's the goal. He's just so sneaky. You know, he can play target man. He's only 6 foot tall, but he can play target man, and he's got those target man type skills where maybe he's not like the big guy who'll hold up traffic, but watch him. He just slices between 2 defenders, gets a head on the ball, and there it is. Goal. Just like that. It's a good cross from Zlatkovic, no question, but he's just scoring right now. Uh-oh, here we go. RSL trying to get one back. Oh, no. What was that nonsense? Crowd is going to be silenced here, and they are. McGee has been playing very well. You know, it's not been all possession and defense. McGee has been playing well, so this is sort of a rare mess-up. I mean, that was a decent header. He had to make the stop, but why he didn't push that ball away from the goal, I don't know. You know, you'd think that would be his first instinct. So, RSL, as defensive as they are, they managed to get a goal basically off a special teams play. That's no good. What's this highlight? Right off the kickoff. They get it to Venuto. He beats one man. He centers it. Senior. I mean, what was I telling you? I've been telling you about this kid. And I think it's partially my fault. He's been our leading goal scorer for like 2 years. And I just refuse to make him the #1 striker. Just because he doesn't look like he should be a #1 striker. But he's just He gets in the right position, and he makes plays. Look at that. Bang. I mean, he's got 3 defenders around him. The goalkeeper's got an angle, but he still scores. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. What's this replay? Okay, he's like an onside by a million miles. Now, we're playing a lot better than Vancouver is currently on my television set. They're down 2-0 to New York City in the first half, so it's not good. Here we go. Another highlight. Hakkinen misses it. Antonio. Okay, that's fine. I don't like that little maneuver by Hakkinen. He just sort of let him get the ball. Winsky might be booked. Okay, tell him to ease off. Ease off the throttle, my man. More highlights. We're not on extended, are we? Nope, just key. Okay. Steal in the midfield by RSL. They're going to move it down the field here. Savarino slicing inside. What is this defense we're looking at? I haven't seen our defense play this badly in several games. I don't know what's going on here. But they just sliced us up. What is Hakkinen doing? What on earth is he doing? Yeah, we're going to have to sub him out, I think, at halftime. He is going crazy right now. I mean, I know we like to play fluid, but that's a bit ridiculous. He's played well this year, too. It's not like he's been terrible. He's not looking good in training. Nobody's looking good in training right now. Timoteo heads it on to Senior. Loses it at midfield. Here comes RSL. Has RSL figured us out? Like, is this possession style not going to work against them because they've got all those midfielders? You know, Delgado. Antonio, look at who's wide open. What's happening with... Why is that guy so wide open? I mean, he's offside by 1,000 yards, but still, it's good defense by Slatkovic. We got some things to think about at halftime. Maybe we should try working the ball down the flanks. I think that might be a good idea. We could honestly try that. No time like the present, right? Let's play down the flanks. Okay. It's not like we've got a shoddy midfield or anything, but they've got really good midfield, and they're packed in there with that extra defensive midfielder, Perry Kitchen, sitting there with his 14 tackling. You know, he's a guy who quite often will play central defense. Here we go. T-Bert, corner. Hakkinen heads it wide. Yeah. Look at Nerwinski's playing poorly. 6.4 and a yellow card. So we might have to make some defensive changes here. Okay. So tactics. Let's make some changes. We've got Ahmed and Jaguar on the bench. 2 starter quality dudes. Let's put them in there. No problems. Dressing room. Not happy with your performance out there. Let's go. Does the assistant coach have anything interesting to say? No. Okay. Start the second half. So that was a much more interesting first half than I thought we'd get. It's raining in the dome. Cats and dogs living together. Here's Venuto out wide. There's Ahmed playing right back. Can't get it past. He's still not the greatest at crossing, but Venuto looking for Senior. Those two guys, they've got some kind of partnership. I don't know what it is. Maybe because they train together so much at that right wing position that they've developed some chemistry. Who knows? You know, we also need to get our young draft pick at right wing. We got to get him some more playing time. You know, I just assume Okay, Marco Antonio will close down on him. I just sort of assume that Venuto is going to get hurt at some point in the season, so then we'll have plenty of playing time for our rookie, but I guess we can't rely on that. Probably not a good idea to rely on that. 67 minutes. Now the clock is flowing a little bit now that we decided to, move the ball down the flanks. Yeah, there's just been so much sports on today. It's crazy. Wake up early. You can watch Premier League. You can watch Italian League. You can watch German League. There's Venuto with a free kick. Goes over. And then, of course, starting at noon, you got college football all day long. Noon game, 4 o'clock game, 7 o'clock game, 10 o'clock games. Then MLS, they've also got 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock games. Like I'm watching the 10 o'clock game right now. So it's like this time of year, there's just so much sports. It's crazy, especially if you like your different brands of football. Got the, what else is going on? The FIBA basketball championships is going on. Here we go. Venuto sends one across. Done. Okay. Just sort of controls that one, and we'll start again. There we go. Full time. Okay. So, all right. Real Salt Lake finally decided to sort of shut it down in the second half, and they'll take their draw and go home. Darren Sr. with another pair of goals. RSL, they played really well. Haven't had that many good shots against us in a while. We did get 52% of possession, but I thought with them playing that defensive formation, we'd have gotten a little bit more. But still, pep talk. Unlucky, boys, it wasn't our night. So I think we have to watch out against that 4-1-4-1. Play towards the flanks. We'll have to remember that for future reference. Next time we see that formation. Did you see that schedule? Did you see that schedule? It's just, So we got to go from RSL to San Jose to LA, Sporting KC. Thankfully, they're all, Western Conference games, and we don't have to go out to New York City or something like that. But still, that is a horrific week of games. So, we're going to try to make our way through that, and then we'll come back. We'll probably come back for the Gold Cup. When is the Gold Cup to get back to that situation? Competitions begins, all right, June 26th. All right, so a couple of months, 78 days to be specific. We'll be in the North American Gold Cup. So until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.